Hey, Theodore here with High Flow Drainage Solutions. Today we're at a client's project in Lee's Summit, Missouri. This client has a shop, which you'll see in a second, and was reporting that water was actually entering the shop floor during heavy rains. So today we're coming in and we're going to show you how we install our DoubleFlow system, which is a new system we're providing to our clients. It consists of a double French drain as well as a catch basin system. We put them both in the same trench to save our clients money. This new system will capture a ton of surface water whenever water starts pooling, as well as absorb a lot of the moisture in the soil through the French drain. This approach will keep our clients' shop floor dry. Something we always do on all of our projects is use a laser level to make sure that we have the right amount of slope. If the pipe in the ground has any bellies, water will get stuck and your system won't run correctly. Debris can accumulate in those low spots and water won't flush it out, eventually leading to a blockage. It's a little bit of extra work, but it makes the system last years longer. Because this trench here is going to end up being part of a French drain, we are trying to keep the area pretty clean. You can see we're moving the dirt into a mini skid steer and moving that dirt away from the area. We also take a lot of care to make sure that the bottom of the trench is flat and compacted. This way, when we put our fabric in, and then the French drain pipe on top of the fabric, water can choose the path of least resistance to go into the pipe and then down the hill. So we have the trench for the DoubleFlow system actually completely trenched right now. We're going to put a catch basin right there, we're going to put a catch basin right in the middle, and we're going to put another catch basin right at the end of this DoubleFlow system. Now this whole section along the back of the shop wall will be DoubleFlow, and you'll see that in a minute. But we have also continued the system around the side of the shop to connect to a downspout and eventually to our discharge spot. Something really important that I want you to notice is that we moved our laser level to make sure we're still maintaining slope. A lot of landscapers and other basement waterproofers just are not paying attention to these details. Here's the downspout that we're going to be connecting. You can see that block of concrete that adapter is laying on was actually what the homeowner used before. Now we are actually going to be connecting this downspout into the system using the adapter that's shown. I'll talk about that black adapter that you see in a minute, but notice how we are using a Y to connect this downspout to the system. Something else that we do that a lot of other contractors don't is we tape these joints. There's going to be a lot of water flowing through here, and it's going to be moving quickly, and we don't want any of that seeping into the foundation around your home or your shop. So we take the extra time to make it waterproof by taping it. It's also really important if you're DIYing to make sure you know where your underground lines are. For example, you can see a line right there, which is power from the house to the shop, and we took extra care to make sure that we didn't damage that. These downspout adapters are French drain man downspout adapters with integrated leaf filters. We love them, our customers love them, so we use them all the time. Let's take a minute to appreciate this pop-up emitter. There are no springs in this thing. The water pressure from the system itself lifts the lid to evacuate the system. The turf restrictor on it, or the section that prevents grass from growing around it, is also huge and very sturdy material. Anyways, we have to finish up this part of the project so that we can get our equipment back into the back of the shop to be able to start working on the DoubleFlow French drain system. You can see that the pipe is already in the ground and we're simply backfilling it at this point. If you look really closely, you'll notice we actually laid sections of plywood on the client's property, and then whenever we were digging our trench, we put that dirt on the plywood. This is to keep the yard safe and make it look like we were never even here whenever we leave. Whenever we backfill, we always try to leave a little bit of a crown so that in the next coming weeks, when the dirt settles, it'll eventually settle into a flat section. We also always seed and straw the area so that grass will grow back quickly. In this section here in the back, we've already got our fabric down, and it's really important to choose fabric that is permeable so water can enter the system. You can see we've laid 2 rows of perf pipe, or perforated pipe, which basically means there's a bunch of little holes all the way around the pipe to absorb water into the trench already. Now this blue pipe is solid, there's no holes in it, and we're going to be connecting it into the catch basin. We do this because we don't want groundwater that we capture through the catch basins to leak into our French drain system, overwhelming it. Just like all our other connections, we use 4-inch pipe tape to tape the connections and make sure they stay waterproof. Our project manager, Jason, is doing a wonderful job of demonstrating how we make 8 laps to ensure it's done correctly. If you take a close look at the perforated pipe, you'll notice that one of them leaves room for the space of the catch basin. The blue pipe is supposed to be directly above one of the other perf pipes to make sure that the blue pipe has no low spots. This turf restrictor looks like it's at the perfect height. If we needed it to be taller, we could use an extender, but we didn't need any of those on this project. If we take a look at the second catch basin, you can get a better idea of the gap between one section of the perf pipe. You can see one of the pipes is capped, and there is left room for the catch basin, while the other side of the pipe is also capped. The idea here is that there is still a ton of void for water to enter, and then if it needs to, it can switch pipes within the system, following gravity, to keep going downhill and come out of our pop-up emitter. I just gotta say, this thing looks beautiful in the trench. Something we always do on all pop-up emitters is drill holes in the bottom of them so that water will not pool, deterring pests like mosquitoes. Once everything is in the trench and we've made sure not to miss anything, we start filling it with gravel. You can see the guys are stepping on the pipe and the catch basin and using their shovels as levers to make sure that the blue pipe stays directly on top of the perforated pipe underneath it and not slipping into the valley between both perforated pipes. If it did, there would be a valley between each catch basin. Also, take notice of the rock that we're using. It's not like super small. Larger rock creates void in between the pieces of rock, which is an air pocket until it rains. Then that air pocket is filled with water, allowing water to seep into the perforated pipes and be moved away from the foundation. Continuing, we just keep moving down the DoubleFlow system and adding rock where needed. We try to keep the rock level about 2 or 3 inches below the top of the soil. That way you can have 2 or 3 inches of dirt for grass to grow on. Everything we do here is backed by years of experience, care for our customers, specifically their property, and our attention to detail. And I'm not just selling ourselves here. If you're a drainage contractor, these are really important things. They're simple things that if you just follow them, you will succeed. Wrapping this video up, you can see we're almost done filling the DoubleFlow system with gravel. All that's left is to wrap the fabric over, which we do not have footage of, pack in dirt around the catch basins to make sure that they stay in place and are secured, and then backfill the last couple inches of dirt and seed and straw. Before I hand the video off to Caleb, who did a checkup on our customer and got final footage of this project, I want to ask you, we're at 140 subscribers, and if you found this video helpful and haven't already subscribed, click that subscribe button.
Caleb here with High Flow Drainage Solutions. Just wanting to showcase this project now that it's been a couple days since it's been completed. Actually, this system saw quite a bit of rain last night. One little thing I wanted to point out. These FDM catch basins, they have what's called an atrium grate. The grate is slightly domed. You can see what that does. See this right here? It rained last night, and you can see how the domed grate held back this debris from plugging the grate. So that's why they're domed. It's called an atrium grate. It's surprising how well it works. We've seeded and strawed everything, graded everything out nicely. We are in the excavation business, so there's no doubt that these projects can get a little bit messy. Sometimes you have to break a few eggs to make the omelet. That being said, we don't leave you high and dry. We make sure to get everything graded out nicely. We get down a good quality seed and then either put down erosion blanket or in this case straw, whatever's needed. It's my belief that it is a contractor's job to solve problems for the client, not create more. It seems simple enough, right? But that practice is not often followed. But we do everything we can to not only solve your drainage problems, but also make sure we're not causing landscape problems in the process. If you have a drainage problem in the Kansas City area and are looking for a contractor you can trust to design a solution that will effectively solve the drainage problem for the long term, if you're looking for a contractor who pays attention to the little details that matter in the long run, give us a call.